Hi guys, it's your coach Eero here. Today I have a challenge for you and it's called the pike push-up hold. So this one you are to hold for 90 seconds. If you can't do the 90 seconds, then you got some work to do. So alright, let's get to it. I'll show you how to do this exercise while I do the challenge. So I will get to the position. I think this is this is a good angle probably. You can circle with the camera. So challenge starts now. Okay. So here we are. So you start basically from normal pike. You would have your arms here, and then you dip your head down here. You can see my arms are very wide. So I want that my forearms are basically fairly, vertical. So they wouldn't be leaning any weird directions. Then I also want my weight to be heavily on my arms basically. So I don't want to be leaning backwards like this way. I want my legs to be fairly straight. You can have your knees bent. This doesn't change much, whether I go here or this way. But you want to have your weight really in the front. Then another thing from the side, if you look at me from the side, you can see that my arm is my head is between my arms. Okay, so my head is not here. I'm not leaning this way. I'm not also going too much this way. My head is here between my arms. So another thing about the depth of this movement is my head is almost touching the ground. My hairs are touching right now the ground, but the top of my head is of course not. So then you just hold this position, and your red should probably get your face should get as red as my shirt. Then you're probably doing it right. So I'm starting to feel this right now quite a bit. And that was the challenge. Whew. All right. It takes a while to recover from that. So 90 seconds of isometric pike push-up hold, basically. And again, for shoulder training, we tend to think that you need to do this and that, and always lift heavy weights, do heavy presses and whatnot. But this kind of simple isometric exercise, very, very hard, very intense work for your shoulders. Now it's possible that you feel a little bit to your core or something like this. Maybe if you have really tight hamstrings, you're gonna feel those stretched, but other than that, this is really just a heavy shoulder exercise. Right here, the medial deltoid, and also goes to the front deltoid here, and your tricep as well. It doesn't emphasize triceps, but most likely you will feel your triceps because they are not used to also holding any positions for that long. So why it's really good to do this sort of training is that you actually get a super deep impact to your muscles. Now this is the secret when you do things and focus on the time under tension. So you're focusing on these sort of long duration contractions instead of just getting numbers such as repetitions or thinking about that the weight suddenly just like if you lift heavy weight that would automatically do something. No, this really focuses on the body, and we're building sort of a universal strength. And you have really no chance to sort of cheat or try to get the tension away unless you try to, of course, move your weight like here. If you try to lean on your legs, this is not good. But otherwise, if you just hold this, you can't really cheat it. You will get the impact to go where you want it to go, through the muscles. So don't underestimate this drill. People to whom I show it or who try this usually the first time or something like this, they can hold, maybe some can actually hold just like 15 seconds or something like this way, 15 to maybe 30 or so on and so on. So 90 seconds is quite a challenge. If you can hold for 60 seconds, you're already pretty good. You're already quite strong. Okay, that's good. But you still want to get a little bit more than that. And another thing is that if you can do the whole 90 seconds, but you're shaking like crazy and you're like, oh, you're about to explode there, This means that also that you probably haven't exactly mastered this, and it means that you are not really strong. So you have to be very honest with yourself when you do this sort of drills. And the thing is really like this will recover very quickly. You're there and you're maybe after like just 10 seconds you already feel like this is super hard, and you wouldn't really expect this. You wouldn't expect to feel it because you have this idea that in order to feel or make results there has to be something like the heavyweight or something like this. But it isn't necessarily the case at all. We can, whenever, if we just get the stimulus to go to the muscles, it doesn't matter where the resistance comes from. And this is actually one of the best ways to do it because you can really get a lot of time under the tension doing this sort of hold. So one of the reasons why people actually don't see results from their shoulder training is that there isn't time and attention, and you are actually skipping, many parts of the exercise. Like if you do an overhead press, it's possible that you press okay, but the time and attention is like, and that was the tension. That was the tension, and then you do some repetitions, but the sort of total time gets it's quite low. And the other possibilities that you do, you use your body mechanics and you cheat and you heave with your body and you do all this and that, or use your legs to get the weight up. Here, you can't do it. It's just static hold. It's just need to like go through the whole thing. So, but this means that you actually can get really great results for your shoulders, for your shoulder size, for your shoulder strength. This is one of the things in this kind of holds is when you put your body weight on it, that it builds a lot of supportive strength. And this is something that you need. For example, if you think of like movement on the ground, like here, like some sort of monkey movement or whatever you are here, or doing, a cartwheel or something like this, this sort of strength or doing that pike hold transfers very nicely to sort of all sort of crown movements and any sort of athletic movement that you have to do. And you need to be able to support your weight, This, when you do just these kind of repetitions, you're not building the supportive strength or stability in your body. But with these holds, you have no chance but to develop it. Okay guys, so test out this move, the pike push-up hold for 90 seconds. And I understand, there's very few people who can do that 90 seconds from the very start. So just build your way up from there. You can start with just the 15 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it is. Don't worry, you will get stronger as you keep doing it. All right. So if you want something like a more complete routine and you want to do a little bit similar type of exercises, I have a free mobility class called A Day of Mobility. And so there I show you some of my favorite mobility exercises. These are exercises that will actually build strength. They will build the sort of mobility and help you to increase the range of motion and control that you have over all of your joints. And it is very good for basically alleviating different sort of tirednesses, different pains, in your body. And at the moment, like this class is one of the most popular mobility class online right now. There we have hundreds of five-star reviews. So I really recommend to check this class out at dayofmobility.com, and it's 100% free. But we also have different training programs that all focus on these different areas of fitness. There we cover mobility, strength, we cover explosiveness as well. There's stability training there, and flexibility training, there's movement training, athletic training, we have high intensity training. So we always focus on a very, very thorough and comprehensive development of the human body. We want to have like long-term benefits, and we want our training to truly make us strong, not just so that we appear strong and trying to throw around some weights or something like that. We want to have a good performance and health every time we do training. So that's it. adayofmobility.com, that's where you can find the mobility class. But for now, continue and try this hold for 90 seconds and see how it feels. See you guys. Pow!